What's up, my archfiends of chaos? This is your king of the night, Vincent Valentine, EX Turk.
Subscribe to Vincent Valentine EX Turk channel.
What is up, my archfiends of chaos? This is your king of the night, Vincent Valentine EX Turk, bringing you with a new video. And we're gonna get back to the Final Fantasy. I've been trying to do other things too to build this channel up because, well, you know, I want to be more diverse. I don't want to be just stick to one thing. But anyways, we're gonna be asking ourselves a good question: are the gods in Final Fantasy 13? Fabula Crystallis Novia evil? And I say yes. Now, let's break it down, besides just saying the simple answer of yes. There's actually a lot more going on to this theory. First of all, Etro, the goddess, the goddess of death, has caused Caius extreme misery to the point where Caius ended up destroying hundreds of timelines to save Yule by cursing Yule. Then this is the Etro before Lightning, because Caius have killed the original Etro. But also, I think it's also Etro's fault for what happened in Final Fantasy 13, the original, because she didn't keep a good watch of the fal'Cie, and the fal'Cie wanted to become God, the God. You know, even though they were just trying to test the l'Cie, they were trying to become that. Not to mention Bartandalonis, and he's a god himself because he's a fal'Cie god. Bartandalonis himself as well pretty much purged and killed his own civilians. And Etro's supposed to watch that stuff. Etro's supposed to watch the cycle of the death. Because of that, all the things that happened in Final Fantasy 13-1 and 13-2, and as well as 13-3 were her fault. Now, talking about another evil god from the Fabula Crystallis Novia, which wasn't inherently evil, Benevelza. Benevelza was, you know, at first was a good god. But then he became consumed by his own power. And consumed by wanting to judge others to the point where he would erase everybody and replace their memories completely. So, yeah. All the gods in Final Fantasy 13, or Fabula Crystallis Novia, is evil. And this will actually go to the whole saga. Because also, even though Cid Arulstein wanted to test Class 0, you know, Cid Arulstein actually caused the Armageddon event that was in Type 0, you know, with the final judgment. And then, if you count Final Fantasy 15, which I do, I don't care what you say, you can put this like, I don't care, I'm still going to stick to 15 being part of Fabula Crystallis Novia. Bahamut pretty much, you know, got Eos killed, thus causing Ifrit and Arden to do what they did. So part of the Scourge was actually Bahamut's fault. So, you know, to get into that as well, yes, the Fabula Crystallis Novia gods are pretty messed up. Now, I don't know very much about Lindsay or the other one, Lindsay or the other gods. So I urge don't, and it's not very much, but each of them is supposed to watch something. Even Pulse was supposed to watch the fal'Cie, but the fal'Cie were able to do what they were able to do, everything they did. Even though, yes, I get that they were trying to test, the l'Cie. And, you know, they did kind of create the l'Cie in the first place, you know. But, you know, because Bartandalonis was unsupervised, and Bartandalonis is kind of power-hungry politician dude in the first place, you know, it's actually kind of their fault for not watching everything that goes on. You gotta watch everything that goes on in their lives on the fact that, you know, on the fact that, you know, these gods have their own agenda. Now they see there isn't good fal'Cie. There are good fal'Cie. There are good fal'Cie. And in 15, the Astrals were supposed to be good, you know, we're supposed to be good fal'Cie in the 15 verse, you know. Besides one, well, I can't really say that because maybe Bahamut's intentions were for the best because, well, Eos, again, another god, and this is why I call the third Etro. Eos pretty much created the Lucius Caelum, and the new Lucius Caelum, in biblical terms, they're Nephilim. So, because they're Nephilim, you know, they can't exist. Thus caused Arden to do, which chained the events of Arden and Ifrit doing everything, the Niflheim Empire in 15. And I think, in all honesty, I think the gods are the reason why the Fabula Crystallis world is messed up. Because they try to push their own agenda. Their own religious or political agenda. And let's see, Etro, the very first Etro that caused, for some reason, because Yule could see the future, she caused Yule to keep coming back and dying over and over, which, understandably so, I agree with Caius, that's really fucked up. And I'm kind of glad the original Etro died. You know, I'm kind of glad. Though it messed up the life and death thing, but when Lightning took the mantle, it kind of fixed it a little bit. I like Lightning's Etro better than the original Etro. I think the only god that you could actually count that actually saved the world was Lightning. I think Lightning was the only goddess that actually did help the world and save the world, while all the other ones destroyed it. She fixed all their mistakes. She stopped Caius. You know, and through her sister's actions, redeemed Caius just a little bit, then redeemed Caius in Lightning's return, stopped Benevelza from his power trip, and saved that world too, you know. And then when it comes to the world of Type 0, Class 0 has stopped Sid or Rulstein, because Sid Ulstein is just like Bartandalonis, will do anything to promote his agenda at any means necessary. But you know, I think the true good gods were actually Lightning. Were actually Lightning. And the Astrals at 15. At least anything but Bahamut, because Bahamut took his role of overseer of the world in 15 and pretty much caused, you know, Arden to do what he did. You know, to cause Arden to do what he did. And, well, that's bad. That's really bad. That's unforgivable. You know, hey. But anyways, like, that's my theory about the gods and the Fabula Crystallis verse. Is that I don't think they're really meant to do evil. I don't think they really meant to, but they're so stuck in their beliefs. And when you're stuck in your political or religious beliefs or any beliefs you have, then you become dangerous because you'll do any means necessary. Even get lots of people killed. Even though Bartandalonis wanted to test out his creation, the Lassie, even though he wanted to test out, you know, actually it was Orphan that created the Lassie, but then technically Orphan is actually Bartandalonis all along. So, you gotta count that in there. But, to be honest, back to, what was I getting at again? Oh, yeah. But technically, Bartandalonis killed his own, purged his own people of fear of the Lassie, and it's caused the events to happen like they did in 13, and, which Pulse was supposed to be watching, but didn't for some reason. And I think it's also another thing of neglect. What is it called? Neglect? I can't pronounce that word, but pretty much where you neglect what's happening. And as a god, the title of God is like it is with kings, you gotta oversee the people, and if you don't oversee the people, then you're at fault for what happens, Now, Bahamut's on another case, because Ifrit did lock Bahamut in the crystal, because, well, that was the only way Ifrit could actually literally defeat Bahamut, because Bahamut's still stronger than Ifrit. But it's Etro's fault for the events of 13.2 and 13.3, as well as the original 13, the Foul Sea, and even lessees that become gods themselves, such as Arden and Caius. Even though Caius had a legitimate reason to do what he did, and he did have a legitimate reason to do what he did, after Yule kept dying over and over, still, killing a bunch of people is still wrong. God or not, you're still wrong. And then Arden, well, I didn't really like Arden's motivation to do what he did. But Arden also is an evil god of the Fabula Crystallis Novia as well. A Lessee god. Because some Lessees do become gods. Just like how Lightning became a god. Especially after she defeated Benevelza. But she didn't take the Benevelza throne, but she has the power. You know. But nonetheless, I think it's not that the fact that they're evil. I think what's wrong with the Fabula Crystallis Novia gods is that they're too obsessed with their agenda. Two, even though they all have different agendas, they didn't overwatch the world, which, once you neglect the world, I mean, let's be quite honest. I'm gonna be completely honest. Humans should never be able to rule each other in the first place, to be quite honest, because humans can get power hungry, because we know we got a nut in our office in this country, but and I'm just putting it right there. I'm just throwing it out there. But, you know, you gotta have someone who oversees the universe. Because let's be honest, humans can't do a good job because humans are about their agenda. And the Fal'Cie and the Etro and stuff like that were pretty much more human than they were gods. Even Benevelza was more of a human than a god emotionally because, you know, because he got too power hungry and wanted to judge every single body as evil. And, well, I think this goes into two categories. They're not evil. They're about their agenda way too much. Number two, they neglect the universes that they're supposed to watch. So those two are evil actions, but also ignorant too. But this is where a lesson comes to the place that ignorance could hurt lots of people. So may the crystal be with you. And don't forget to like and subscribe.